There's a quiet contradiction lurking under the hood of millions of Toyota vehicles sold around the world, and most owners never notice it until they grab their owner's manual. Consider the 2024 Toyota Tacoma, built in North America with Toyota's modern 2.4-liter turbocharged T24A-FTS engine, a power plant shared with the Toyota Highlander sold globally. In the US and Canada, the owner's manual for this engine tells drivers to use only 0W-20 oil, regardless of temperature range. Yet in Europe, the same engine's Toyota manual lists a range of acceptable viscosities, from 0W-20 and 5W-20 to 5W-30 and 10W-30, depending on ambient temperature bands, even though the climate in many parts of Europe can be quite similar to the American climate where the 0W-20 recommendation applies. The engines themselves are identical, right down to oil pumps and internal clearances, yet the published oil guidance diverges sharply between markets. Take the A25A family of engines, for example. In the United States and Canada, the A25A-FTS and its hybrid variant, the A25A-FXS, are held up as a poster child for modern efficiency, producing thermal efficiencies near 40% and routinely returning 36 to 41 miles per gallon in real-world highway conditions. On these models, Toyota often specifies 0W-16 or 0W-20 oils for optimal flow and emissions performance in North American climates. What's important to understand is that this isn't because the engine itself is different. Toyota does not change the core mechanical design, internal clearances, or oiling hardware of the A25A between the US and other markets. The same block geometry, variable displacement oil pump, and VVT system are used globally, even sharing the same oil pump part numbers. Yet the same engine in markets like Australia or the Middle East comes with an owner's manual that shows a broad array of acceptable viscosities, from 0W-16 all the way up through 10W-30 or higher depending on ambient temperature range, precisely because those manuals acknowledge a wider range of operating environments, not a different engine underneath. The 2GRF KSS 3.5-liter V6 engine that powers everything from the Camry and Highlander to Lexus RX and ES models. In North America, this engine is frequently paired with 0W-20 synthetic oil and a strict single-grade recommendation in the manual. Across Europe and Asia, though, owner guides often include broader viscosity permissions, listing 0W-20 alongside other weights, such as 5W-20 or 5W-30, tied to local climates and conditions. This 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 is used worldwide in Toyota's flagship trucks and SUVs, and while the engine architecture itself is the same whether it's destined for North America, Europe, or Asia, Toyota actually builds it in multiple locations. Many of the V35A FTS engines powering Tundras and Sequoias in the United States come from the Toyota Motor Manufacturing Alabama plant, while the same engine for Land Cruisers and Lexus models in other markets is assembled in Japan at facilities like Tahara, yet the core design remains identical. International and Japan domestic manuals often include a full viscosity chart that shows a range of acceptable oils tied to ambient temperature bands, for example, recommending ultra-thin 0W-20 for cold climate use, while also indicating that 10W-30 is suitable for high-speed driving under high ambient temperatures. In contrast, many US manuals omit those detailed charts entirely and state something far simpler: use 0W-20. Reason number 1. Fuel economy and emissions regulations. One of the strongest forces behind Toyota's varying viscosity recommendations is not mechanical difference, but the regulatory and testing environment the engine is certified for. Fuel economy, emissions compliance, and lubricant durability standards differ so sharply between the United States, Europe, Japan, and emerging markets that Toyota ends up optimizing the same engine for different test cycles. In the US, thin oil became a quiet compliance tool. The EPA and CAFE rules reward fractional gains in pump efficiency, and a switch from 5W-30 to 0W-20 can improve standardized fuel economy results by about 1%, with another measurable increment gained moving from 0W-20 to 0W-16. Those margins sound trivial, but multiplied across high-volume truck and SUV sales, they determine whether a manufacturer pays fines or banks credits. Because American oil change intervals remain comparatively short, typically 5,000 to 10,000 miles, the oil is not asked to remain chemically stable for long stretches, making ultra-thin oils a viable strategy without catastrophic viscosity collapse. Europe approaches lubrication through durability and long-distance heat management. European ACEA standards place serious weight on high-temperature, high-shear performance, oxidation control, particulate emission stability, and extended drain intervals. 15 to 20,000-mile intervals are not uncommon, and some OEMs approve up to 30,000 kilometers. To survive that duration, the oil must resist shear and maintain film thickness under high load and sustained highway speeds, which pushes recommended viscosities toward mid-weight grades like 0W-30 or 5W-30. Japan introduces a third lubricant philosophy shaped by hybrid dominance and urban stop-and-go. Japanese JASO approvals emphasize instant circulation after engine startups, minimal pumping losses at partial load, and low friction to improve emissions and fuel economy in compact displacement powertrains. Japanese hybrids can spend a surprising percentage of their operating time warming up, shutting off, or idling electrically with oil temperatures fluctuating through narrow bands. Under those conditions, ultra-thin oils reduce drag and allow faster oil pump response, particularly with the variable displacement pumps in engines like Toyota's A25A and T24A families. Reason number 2, fuel quality, contaminants, and driving conditions. Not all fuels are created equal, and that reality seeps deep into the crankcase of every internal combustion engine. In parts of South America or Southeast Asia, gasoline and diesel routinely carry much higher sulfur levels than what is considered standard in North America or Europe. While North America and the European Union mandate ultra-low sulfur fuel, often below 10 or 50 parts per million, large regions of Latin America and Southeast Asian countries have historically allowed fuel sulfur levels of hundreds of parts per million or more because of differences in refining infrastructure and enforcement of emissions rules. Higher sulfur in fuel doesn't just affect the catalytic converter, it alters what happens inside the oil itself once combustion begins. When sulfur burns, it forms acidic byproducts that mix with blow-by gases and microwater in the crankcase and slowly turn into sulfuric and sulfurous acids. These acids aggressively attack the oil's additive chemistry, depleting molecules like zinc and calcium that are engineered to fight wear and corrosion. The measure that oil chemists use to understand this neutralizing capacity is the total base number, or TBN. Higher TBN oils contain more alkaline additives that can absorb and neutralize acidic combustion byproducts before they start corroding bearings, rings, and other critical surfaces. In regions with clean, ultra-low sulfur fuels and tight emissions laws, engine oils can be formulated with moderate TBN because there simply isn't as much acid load to neutralize over the service life of the oil. If you pull virgin oil analyses and look at modern Toyota-approved 0W-20 oils formulated for North America and Japan, you'll notice total base numbers typically sit on the lower end, often in the 6 to 8 TBN range. The oil doesn't need a massive chemical buffer to neutralize acids because the acids simply never form in high quantities. These thinner oils are tuned for efficiency, low viscosity, low ash, low phosphorus, and just enough TBN to survive the drain interval in a low sulfur environment. Now compare that to many of the 5W-30 passenger car oils sold in regions with higher ambient heat and historically dirtier fuels, the same fuels that still carry elevated sulfur levels in parts of Latin America, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East. Pull samples from those markets and you'll routinely find higher TBN levels, 8, 9, even 10 plus, paired with thicker viscosity and more robust additive chemistry. Reason number 3, oil availability, cost, and market practicality. As we move beyond the theory of regulations and fuel chemistry, another very practical reason Toyota's oil recommendations diverge around the world is something drivers feel directly in their wallets and at local stores: what oils are actually available, how much they cost, and what local mechanics are accustomed to selling. In the United States, the surge of ultra-thin 0W-16 and 0W-20 oils is matched by stocking levels at big box retailers, quick lubes, and dealer service departments. Mainstream brands like Mobil 1 Advanced Full Synthetic 0W-20, Pennzoil Platinum 0W-20, and Valvoline 0W-20 are common on shelves because millions of vehicles here now specify those grades, and filling stations routinely reorder them because demand is constant. Toyota itself sells genuine 0W-20 synthetic bottles in thousands of locations because that's the factory recommendation recommendation for vehicles like RAV4, Camry, and Highlander in North America. In parts of the Middle East, North Africa, and South Asia, common oil brands on shelves include 5W-30 and heavier grades like 5W-40 because those are the lubricants most drivers of older high-load engines have been using for decades. Cost enters the picture in a meaningful way as well. In some Latin American countries, conventional or semi-synthetic 5W-30 remains common because it represents a better balance between cost and coverage for local drivers who service vehicles more frequently and are less focused on marginal fuel economy gains. Meanwhile, in Europe, where road travel and oil change intervals routinely stretch to 15–20,000 kilometers, 5W-30 with ACEA certification, often from Shell, Mobil, or Castrol, is easily found at competitive prices because the market has long optimized around that middle ground viscosity. Reason number 5. Climate and ambient temperature variations. At cold temperatures below freezing and down toward extreme winter lows, oil literally thickens. The molecules slow down, crowd together, and become sluggish, making it much harder for the oil pump to circulate lubricant through the engine at startup. Thick oil at sub-zero temperatures can act almost like gel, delaying lubrication to critical components and increasing metal-on-metal contact during those first vital seconds before the engine warms up. But the opposite side of that same coin plays out in deserts or equatorial regions where ambient temperatures frequently exceed 40 degrees Celsius. In heat, oil thins, meaning its resistance to flow drops. Thin oil under sustained heat can lead to weakened film strength and increased risk of direct metal contact during high-load operation, especially under highway cruising or heavy towing.